Hello folks, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Meghan Stark. I do feel-good motorcycle, fun-loving, sometimes educational content here on the platform. You should stick around for a little while. Today we've got a special treat. Mug designed by me, by the way. I thought it'd be fun, I thought it'd be casual, I thought it'd be a great way to unwind at the end of a long day. I want to sit here and talk to you while having a little bit of whiskey. We'll chat business. How's that sound? I think it's great. So right now I've got a couple ice cubes in here and I've got the Four Roses bourbon. It's hot as hail this week in Wisconsin, so I'm just doing my best. No AC at my place right now. Long story, don't want to get into it. Highs of 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Unideal. We'll just do our best here. Today I wanted to hit you with the cold hard facts that you're looking for. I know you're nosy like I am. It's so interesting to see behind the scenes of YouTube, how people make money, how the algorithm favors certain things, how things go viral. So I've got a real 360 approach to all of this information, both from a creator standpoint and from the standpoint of someone who does this kind of stuff for businesses. So the culprit in question is my one super viral video. It certainly doesn't have millions and millions of views, but compared to the amount of subscribers I had at the time, and even the amount of subscribers I have now, it is certainly considered a viral hit. Today we're gonna get into a couple of things. How much I made on the video, how I jump-started the traffic, and how it ultimately got traction to become a viral sensation. So the video is a walk-around tour of my Ducati Scrambler Cafe Racer. This is a motorcycle that was new that very year that I had bought it, so a lot of people were interested in it and searching things about it. And the whole Scrambler subculture was getting a lot of press and burgeoning. This bike in particular had a certain modification that a lot of people were interested in making. So I did a simple video where I just took my phone out into a remote place and I walked around my bike and I talked about some of the simple modifications I made. I integrated the taillight, I removed these number panels, and I did like a couple of minor cosmetic things. There are a couple things about that video in particular that made it a little bit more appealing to click on. So firstly, of course, I served you a saucy thumbnail. My face was in it. You could see part of the bike, but not the whole thing. And there wasn't actually really a lot of clickbait in the sense that there was no misleading. I think that's one of the reasons why it did well on its own. The promises I was making in the title and the thumbnail are absolutely what you get delivered in the video. So at the time, I want to say I had around 1,000 subscribers. I had just started making videos and I think this was only my third video. So it's kind of crazy that it popped off the way it did. So the people that were subscribed watched it, but that's not quite enough for it to gain major traction. There's a combination of things that YouTube sees as valuable and will then start recommending it to other people. And the way it got the traction it did was because of my distribution. I went to a bunch of different forums, and Scrambler specific forums, and posted this video. So people were looking at how to make this mod, and there was some key information in there that I included that people who were interested watched the entire thing. So it had high watch time and it had a lot of views from external source. So YouTube notices that kind of stuff. I had talked about a particular part and I described the whole process that was a little bit intensive. And then I actually put it on Reddit and I put it on a couple different places. You gotta be very careful with Reddit because people police that pretty hard and they don't really take kindly to self-promotion. And I know it's all about, I took the risk there and it ended up going okay. After that initial distribution, the views started rolling in from that. It was August, September. I think by September, there were some naturally occurring search engine views, people searching Ducati Scrambler Cafe Racer, custom Ducati, custom Cafe Racer, and they were finding the video and they were watching it. And so little by little, YouTube was seeing that this was a valuable video. And then things really hit the fan in, I wanna say, mid or late October. And that's when YouTube started recommending this thing like crazy. That's when it comes up in your side view. It comes up at the end of the other videos you're watching. It's saying, hey people, you're not searching for this, but you gotta watch this thing. And the click-through rate got really high. So a lot of people saw the thumbnail, decided to click on it. You have to have a little bit of everything for that perfect chemistry to happen. It ends up enticing people at a lot of levels. Some things that might have a sensational thumbnail don't have the follow through, and then the watch time is very low. So there's some basic strategy that worked out well for me, but as you might notice, I have not been able to replicate this exact success again. And the reason for that is this perfectly timed publication. So The video ended up being really topically relevant, not just because of the buzz surrounding the Scrambler Cafe Racer, but because of the release of the Scrambler 1100, the bigger version of the bike, and the release of the movie Venom starring Tom Hardy. We all love Tom around here. When I look at the YouTube terms that are driving traffic to that video, a lot of people were searching Tom Hardy motorcycle, Venom motorcycle, Tom Hardy, and they were finding my bike because they were searching the Ducati Scrambler 1100. That was a huge help, and that's something that is absolutely outside my control. It was a stroke of luck that I had gotten my video up in time for the release of this movie, and that so many people were interested in it. So almost 250,000 views later, here we sit. I have my viral video. What's the aftermath of all this? So let's get into the numbers. I'm gonna go ahead and screen record, show you guys exactly what it looks like on the dashboard and how much money I made from this video. All right, so here we are back in 2018. I only had a couple of videos published before this, and a lot of them are privated now because they are just not relevant to anything at all. So here is the custom Ducati Scrambler Cafe Racer video. It was published August 14th, 2018. And in the last 28 days, it has made me $4.12. Very exciting. 28 subscribers and 2.9K views. So this continues to incur views because it's a top result. And I think a lot of people continue to find me this way. So if you hear from this video, thanks so much for joining. And I hope you've been enjoying what I've been doing since. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of what this video ultimately paid me, because it's almost 250,000 views. How much is that in cash money? So I'm gonna open this up to show you the analytics from the lifetime since it was uploaded. And grand reveal, this video made me $90.78 to date. You can see the big spike in October. It continued to have other smaller spikes throughout the end of 2018. And it pretty much puttered out to some consistent couple hundred views a day since then. So why is it that I made so little money? So I'm gonna hit you with the revenue specific. So here we are, and there's not a red cent made until it looks like December 12th, 2018. So here's the situation with YouTube monetization. My video, unfortunately, went viral before my channel was monetized. How sick and twisted is that? I didn't think YouTube prioritized non-monetized videos, but there goes that theory. So in order to be monetized on YouTube, you have to have at least 1,000 subscribers and you have to have 40,000 watch minutes. And I think I had just eked over 1,000 subscribers, but I did not have the watch minutes yet. And in the middle of this going viral, I earned the watch minutes, but YouTube took, I think, at least 2 months to approve my partnership standing and for me to start making money off this video. And so that was a big bummer of it. I don't even know what a viral video feels like monetarily because I got totally shafted on this one, unfortunately. But who knows, there's always more viral videos ahead if I play my cards right. Big whoop, not even quite $100 on this video, not even enough to buy a GoPro, which I did not have one at the time. So while there wasn't any remarkable money made on that video, I mean, $90 is nothing to scoff at, but in the grand scheme of 250,000 views, that hurts a little bit. But the benefits from this video were, of course, all the subscribers that came in, which was a blessing and a curse, and all this additional, just these additional eyeballs. So unfortunately, the nature of being a female motorcyclist got a lot of male attention, and so I don't even go back to the comments on that video because it's the Wild West and it's really a mess. And ultimately, it kind of poses a question, to what end do you even want virality? Because oftentimes it's a lot of eyeballs that aren't really on your team, so to speak. They're not really the people that you want to cultivate in your community. But on the flip side, having the viral video casts a wide net. And I think I caught a couple of people who are on the level and kind of like a bit more introspective, slow pace to content, a little bit more informative, a little bit more casual, and not so screaming over the top and wheelies and stuff. And of course, there's a place for that content. It's a lot of fun, but it's just not the type of thing that I'm interested or able to make, frankly. So aside from the miscellaneous harassment, there were a couple of other, I think, like longer term kind of unfortunate side effects of going really viral in the beginning of the channel history and kind of catching the attention of a somewhat random smattering of people, is the sense that I feel like that kind of messed up my numbers in a sense where a lot of people subscribe maybe because they just want to look at me or they want just specific info about the scramblers, and I like to broaden my approach. I have a lot of videos where you don't see my face at all, and I have a lot of videos that are not specifically about scramblers because I have a lot of interest. And even just within motorcycling, I have a lot of interest. I think a lot of the people who signed on in 2018 are not continuing to watch the channel. So it feels like I have this kind of bloated subscriber base of low engagement. So I think that sometimes that hurts the channel more than it helps it, but it's not all doom and gloom because obviously this video continues to bring people in, and I think the people that find it past the point of its highly recommended phase are the people who are looking for this type of content and are maybe watching content similar to it. So in that case, it ends up being this great little beacon to find some people, and then hopefully the people signing on now are the people who we want to keep around. So your next question might be, how does my small channel or any channel replicate the success that this video had? It garnered a lot of views in a relatively short period of time, and it continues to generate views and moderate revenue. So I have a couple of pointers for you to follow if you yourself want to try your hand at having a bit of a viral video. And I've written them down so I don't forget any. So one surefire way is to be topical and searchable. A lot of my videos that maybe didn't go boom viral in a big way, but continue to get views and have outpaced a lot of my videos are ones that are searchable. People are searching for a specific product or topic or how to, and they happen upon the channel because they're searching YouTube. YouTube is like the #2 most used search engine, second to only Google and owned by Google. So a lot of the recommendations not only come from YouTube search, but from Google search. So if you can land your video in the top end of even the Google searches, you'll get a lot of external traffic. And in terms of topical things, this could be newsworthy items, this could be reviews of things that have just been released or are buzzing right now. In this sense, it might be helpful for you to start receiving a Google alert. I just started receiving Google alerts for Ducati Scrambler, and now I get little notifications about relevant news, and that's how I did my past video reacting to Ducati Scramblers that were custom, because I don't know if I would have happened upon those if it weren't for the Google alert. So that was really handy. So if you want to get in touch with some relevant news and see what you can get on top of, sign up for a couple of Google alerts and you'll get relevant news and buzz about that stuff. And if, like me, you're not trying to, chomp at the bit to make every viral, ephemeral video possible, evergreen content is always a great way to work around that. So content that people consistently look up, are trying to find information on, and want a variety of perspectives. And even if it's somewhat saturated, if you just do it a little bit better, or a little bit more concise, or a little bit more clear, or have just like slightly better execution or a different perspective, make that video. Why not? You can always improve upon things, and you can always give credit where credit is due if you are referring to other videos in your video. Some of my more evergreen topics have ended up being kind of motorcycle essays. So my motorcycling and minimalism one is a great example of that. Motorcycling and stress relief one is evergreen. Things that in 5 years are just as relevant as they are today. Granted, there aren't some new studies debunking the evidence that I used in videos like that. And if it's personal experience or if it's your own testimonial, none of that really times out. And like I said when I was talking about topics, being novel is a really handy way to distinguish yourself. For me, the novelty prescribed itself. Being a female motorcyclist, I knew that was a bit special, and being a female motorcyclist who's willing to put themselves out online. Despite the just obvious ways that I'm a little bit unique in my niche, I try to distinguish myself in the style that I make my vlogs, in the tone of things. I think that there's a lot of different ways you can bring a unique approach. If you live somewhere kind of interesting, make that a backdrop of your videos. If you have access to things that other people don't, there's a lot of different ways that you can bring some appeal that aren't just the way you look or the way you were born. And of course, deliver as much personality as you can. I thought that this alcohol would make me like so loosey-goosey, but it's kind of making me sleepy. So hopefully you're getting enough personality in this video, but if not, go find one where I'm hyper and hanging out with my friends. Being a little bit of yourself online, being authentic, and allowing yourself the space to kind of be silly if need be will definitely attract some people. Even channels like Fortnite that are a little bit corporate still, you know, have their personality, incorporate their jokes, and have a whole vibe. And then the one thing that I think a lot of people slack on is the distribution. Sometimes you gotta rack your brain to find the relevant places to put it, but if you join relevant Facebook groups, if you've got sub-communities, and not just bombarding your friends and family and the people you know, really finding sub-communities where people are maybe discussing the topic you made a video on, or you know that is relevant to them, go put it there, see what happens. Worst thing that happens is everyone ignores it. But Twitter, forums, Facebook groups, subreddits, there are all sorts of different places that you can distribute your video beyond YouTube. And of course, bumping it on other social media platforms if you've got a little bit something going on over there. And lastly, patience. Patience. My video went up in mid-August and it got traction in October. So there were a couple of months where it was just kind of chilling, doing its thing. And then the virality ramped up. So things are not an overnight sensation. And honestly, I find the best videos are those ones that I was talking about earlier, where they have a relatively regular debut and then they continue to exponentially grow slowly over time. I think those are the ones that have earned me the most valuable subscribers in a sense, the people who are like-minded, the people who found you on their own volition, and the people who are gonna stick around and just like be a part of the community and give you comments, like critiques, like be helpful. If that's your aim, like it is mine, you wanna add value and you want to build community, follow these easy steps and hopefully something works out for you. Anyways, I cannot believe how hot I am right now, but thanks for watching. Thanks for having a beverage with me or whatever it is you're doing. Here's your call to action. Subscribe to my channel. Help me get a real viral video that makes me actual money. And if you like my mug, if you like my shirt, I designed them myself. My company is Great Lakes Supply Co. I sell online. I can sell all over the world, so you should check out my website and see if there's anything else you like. I recently released this collection. These are all part of the same new collection. It's inspired by the Zen of riding and motorcycle visibility, and it is not affiliated with the Illuminati. I just talk with my hands and I like eyeballs, like what can I say? Anyways, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe, like it, share it, why not? Help me distribute it if you believe in the message. And until next time, ride safe. I'm gonna pour it out. There it is.